Welcome to Myring Field, the home of the Davenport Panthers for the football season. The spring game is tonight. I'm Rick Berkey, and tonight, instead of broadcasting the game, we're going to be doing spot interviews throughout the spring action, get a chance to meet some of the players. And one of the newcomers we're excited about is quarterback Johnny Saavedra, young man from Tarzana, California, had an outstanding career in junior college in Pierce College in L.A. Johnny, how did you come to Davenport? How did you find out about it, and what brought you here?
Yeah, well, first of all, I played at L.A. Pierce College, and actually Coach Mello, who was the defensive line coach, he was my coach my freshman year that I was there. So I went to a Division II school, and things didn't pan out over there. And I was just talking to him on some friend, he was asking me what was going on. I told him I was transferring, and he said if I wanted to have an opportunity to come here and play, and the rest is history. So I'm really blessed for the opportunity I got.
You're a long way from home, from L.A., and tonight you get a little sampling of the weather here, the change. How is that for you as far as making that type of adjustment, being that far away from family and friends?
Yeah, it is kind of difficult, but the past 2 years I played at Concordia St. Paul, which is in Minnesota, which is pretty cold. So, I mean, I kind of got a little bit used to it, but, you can't really get used to it as much as I would like to, but, you got to do what you got to do. So.
You were academic honors at Concordia. Tell us about your major and what you're thinking about doing after your college days.
Yeah, so I graduated with a finance degree at Concordia St. Paul, and now I'm getting my master's. I'm getting my MBA, and, I just really love business and love how business work and things like that. I would love to invest in real estate and see how I can, make money doing that. But we'll see. We'll see where things go.
All right, Johnny, tell us about how the spring's gone for you. What have you learned about this Panther program and what you have to do to be a big part of it?
Yeah, so far I love it. I feel like I feel more comfortable in it. I feel confident. I love the coaches. I love their mentality. I love the players. I feel like everybody wants to do something special here at Davenport University, and I want to be a part of it. Yeah, as far as me, I just try to pick up the offense as much as I can and do what I can, and I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with more reps, and hopefully we have a good season in the fall.
Great to have you here, Johnny.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Quarterback
Johnny Saavedra on the red team tonight. With Payton Mitchell on the red team here tonight. And Payton, interesting for you, you had a nice career earlier in California as a linebacker. Yep. They moved you to tight end. Mm-hmm. Now they're putting you back to linebacker. What's that been like?
It's definitely been an experience. I played tight end in high school, so wasn't that big of a change, but coming here expecting to play linebacker, training all off season for that, it's a different little change, but I love the experience, and it's definitely helped me a lot of defense.
Tell us about your Cabrillo College experience and how that prepared you for this next step.
Oh, I loved it, and I loved every second of it. It gave me in-game experience as a freshman and a sophomore. Just the talent was still there, and it was still tough, and I don't know, it was a great experience to kind of show me the grind and show me what it really takes to play collegiate football.
Tell us about how spring has gone this year for you and the team, and what you've been working on especially to get better.
As a team, it feels like a complete 180. The energy's there, the spirit's up, and offense is moving, defense is moving. It's been a great competition the whole time, and it's just been a joy to be around and to experience this change we had.
After tonight, what are you going to work on specifically for you individually in the off season?
In the off season, Personally, I just want to get faster. I think that's everyone on the field. We just want to get faster, stronger, and all that stuff. Just weight room, speed on the field.
Payton, tell us about your academic major and what you're thinking about doing after your Davenport days.
I'm a medical case management major, and I want to use that to have a medical background to become a firefighter.
All right, fantastic. Yeah. You want to stay around here, or you want to go back to California? What do you want to do?
Wherever God takes me, really.
Fantastic. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Payton Mitchell on the red team. Not dressed in tonight's spring action, offensive lineman Solomon Thomas, redshirt sophomore from Midland. Solomon, tell us a little bit about your injury, why you're not able to get out there and hit tonight.
Last week, Wednesday at practice, sprained my meniscus, and it's been bothering me ever since. So I'm rehabbing with Jason, our trainer, right now to try to get back to be able to lift in this last week that we have before finals.
Well, speaking of rehab, you're an occupational therapy major, so you know a little bit about this. Tell us where that interest came from and why that appealed to you to get into this.
It was about my junior year, and I was working with the I Can Bike program, and it's a program where you help disabled children learn how to ride two-wheeled bikes, and that's what really changed my perspective on life pretty much, and that's what made me want to get into it and start helping young kids.
Where do you want to take that specifically from here after your days are done at Davenport?
I want to work in a public schooling system where I can help young kids.
All right, you're an all-state lineman at Dow High School in Midland. Tell us about how your high school days prepared you for the college level.
I think it's the two-a-days, because our two-a-days we had practice in the morning, then we would get a break, then we had another practice in the afternoon. So I think that's what really helped prepare me mentally for the fall camp and college days that we have.
A lot of changes on the offensive line this year. You're just a redshirt sophomore, but you're all of a sudden one of the veterans on this team. So how about from a leadership standpoint, what is expected of you more this year maybe than last?
Because coming in, I didn't really know the plays and stuff, but now I'm the one that knows the plays by the back of my hand, so I'm the one that's got to help everybody, and it's pretty much getting me out of my shell, because I'm usually a quiet guy, but now I got to step up and be a vocal leader and help the new guys out.
Other than training for your rehab in the offseason this summer, what are you going to work on specifically for you this summer?
Since I'm new to playing center, Coach Sparky had me snapping with the ball with two hands, and I really want to start working on snapping the ball with one hand, because I feel like that's going to help my play more out on the field.
Has it been a fun spring?
Yes, it has been. It's been really fun with the new guys coming in. Everybody's bringing great energy, and it's been awesome.
Offensive lineman Solomon Thomas from Midland. Playing for the black team tonight, defensive back C.J. Rutherford, number 6, come from Indiana State last year. C.J., tell us about how you learned about Davenport. What appealed to you to bring you over here to the home of the Panthers?
One of my good friends here turned the heat into the transfer portal a couple years ago, and he told me about Davenport, told me what a great place it was. Went into the portal. Coach McEwen reached out to me and came on a visit, talked to some guys, came and saw the place for myself, and it was a perfect fit. So.
Tell how your acclimation's been to the program and to the school academically.
It's been pretty good. Got some great professors. The class size is a little smaller, which is pretty good at being able to adjust and be able to pick up on the classwork and everything. As far as athletically, Coach McEwen has been great. The strength staff, Coach Brock, and everyone has been great. So it's been a pretty easy transition. So,
Illinois native from Country Club Hills, Illinois. Tell us about your high school days and how that prepared you as a player for the college level.
I would say, Lindblom taught me a lot academically and athletically. Coach Presley was a great coach. He taught me everything I knew as far as being able to persevere, coming from a small school and just being able to give it your all every day, no matter who you play. And so I'm forever grateful to Lindblom Academy and Coach Presley for that.
CJ, tell us what your biggest strength is as a player and what you have to work on the most right now.
My biggest strength, I would say, is just being able to read offenses. Coming into Indiana State, I came in as a receiver, so it's been pretty easy being able to read offenses, read route concepts. And I would say one thing I have to work on is shedding blocks and being able to beat the block and make the tackle. So,
CJ, tell us about your academic major and what you want to do after Davenport.
My major is sport management. I would love to be a general manager of an NFL football team, work in the front office. That's always been my dream, so that's pretty much what it is.
How about your family? They still back in Illinois, and hopefully they can get up to see you play, right?
Yes, sir. Actually, my mom and dad are right up there. They're looking down on me right now.
All
I appreciate them.
Taking pictures?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they come to every game. They come to every scrimmage, so I'm really forever grateful to them, too. So.
How about friendship so far with the new guys coming in?
The guys have been great, so they've taken me with open arms. They've shown me the ropes. They've really helped this transition be easy, so I'm appreciative to them, too. So.
We're excited to have you here.
Yes, sir. Excited to be here, sir. Thank you.
Defensive back C.J. Rutherford. Linebacker Austin Allward with us right now, a young man from Middleville, not too far from here. And what's that like, being able to have family and friends close by when you play here?
Man, I'll tell you, it's a blessing. Some of these guys are from across the country and they have to wait 6-7 months to see their family, but I get to go home every day. It's a good little clock out. I get to go see the people that I love and also come back to work,
Austin, you went from spot duty as a linebacker in 2020 to a major player last year, 32 tackles, 3.5 sacks. What was the big key for you to make that big jump?
It was a mindset, honestly. Once I locked in, knew what job I had to get done, and it was all about executing that job.
What do you see from the linebacker crew as a group this year, and what is the strengths and maybe the biggest things you got to work on as a linebacking group?
I'll tell you, we're already super close. We're tight. We got each other's backs, and I think that's the biggest thing, because if you're not in the right gap, you got to make sure someone is. So the closeness and the relationships that we have with each other is really going to bring us to the next level.
Austin, you're a business administration major. What do you want to do with that degree?
I'm gonna do my best to start a business of some type. I'm really into health and fitness, so I'm gonna go down that route and hope for the best.
So hope to have your own fitness center someday?
Oh yeah, 100%. You'll be there.
Yeah, I need it. But in any case, tell me about what you're going to work on this summer once the spring game's done here.
Once the spring game's done, I'm gonna take 24 hours, and then we're back in the gym, and it's all about the summer, and it's going to be all about this coming fall, getting back to it. Nothing but hard work and dedication all summer. That's what's going to take us to the next level.
And what about leadership? Because now you're one of the leaders on the team.
Leader, I had to step up. Realize that it's all about the decisions that you make, and the people around you will either listen to you or if they don't. But if you're on the right track, it's going to be beneficial for them to listen to you. So I'm doing my best to help the guys out and be a leader for myself as long as my teammates.
Linebacker Austin Allward. No one was more valuable in last year's Davenport football team than the gentleman with me right now. Kyle Wojan, the punter, had a fantastic season. He was honorable mention all-conference as a freshman. Last year as a sophomore, second-team all-conference. Had a fantastic year, and you had to be feeling pretty good about your performance last year, Kyle.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot better than freshman year.
You weren't too bad as a freshman.
Not horrible, but the coaches believed in me through the freshman year, gave me another opportunity to prove it, and they really did last year, going out there 84 times to really help the team go out and try to win.
And we should mention, of course, you play under adverse conditions as a kicker here at Davenport. It is always windy, and tonight it's never been more windy than it is tonight. What did you have to teach yourself? What did you learn kicking with a wind like this, which is almost every game here at Davenport?
Yeah, so here it's like, tonight we got 30-mile-an-hour winds. It's usual. Just be consistent. And when you go somewhere else, it's a blessing when they don't have wind. You know, you got to be consistent when you come here, and that's really what drove me to have an improvement from freshman year to sophomore year.
Kyle, a lot of new players on this year's squad. What's the vibe coming in as far as the newcomers mixing with the veterans?
Yeah, the veterans are definitely welcoming everybody in here. It's a very loving family that we have going on right now, and everybody's growing around each other, and the camaraderie's all positive, and it's going to be great to see what happens here.
From a West Michigan native himself, from Stevensville Lakeshore High School, outstanding football program there. I'm sure that helped prepare you for college.
Yeah, I love that place like no other. You know, they taught me a lot about not only football but life, and I owe it all to my family, God, and the hometown. I mean, everybody back there is the most supporting people you could imagine.
What's your major, Kyle?
Industrial production management.
What's that going to translate to, hopefully, when you're done with your college days?
I kind of want a job back home called Eagle Technologies, kind of looking into them. They're a newer company to Southwest Michigan, and I think with a degree in industrial production management, that's really going to help.
Kyle, we look for big things from you again. Another big season for Kyle, number 31.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Kyle Wojan, our punter. We conclude our spring football coverage with head coach Sparky McEwen. Sparky, football coaches across the country are across the board as far as what they want to do with spring games, whether practice, full scrimmage, all contact. You're kind of blending it a little bit here and there.
Yeah, we want to build depth. The biggest thing is you want to stay away from injuries, in which we sustained a lot this spring. It was a very physical spring for us, but, you know, we know in order to play in this conference, you got to be physical. It's the conference where we house the national champions, and you got a few other powerhouses, so we got to be a physical team, and we have to build depth.
Tell us what the goals were for the team overall going into the spring, and where you are as far as meeting those goals for spring ball.
Well, you know, the first thing, like I said, we wanted to build depth. That was really important because if you're going to sustain an 11-game schedule, you got to be deep. And the second thing, we wanted to be a lot smarter. And then we wanted to bring in some guys to bridge the gap at the quarterback play. We wanted to make sure we were deep at the quarterback play. We struggled there last year. And right now I feel pretty good about that position.
You also brought in a new offensive coordinator. Coach Russell comes in from Ohio Northern. Tell us about what he brings to your coaching staff.
I tell you what, he comes in, he's cut out of the same cloth as the other guys, and, you know, he comes in, he's got a lot of confidence in these guys, and he's done a wonderful job with the offensive line. You know, we had a lot of guys that we had to fill in some missing holes, and he's done a tremendous job, and the kids love him. You know, he does a good job. He's well-versed in what we do offensively, and he's ready to take us to another level.
And, Coach, finally, the schedule's not finalized yet, but it looks like we're going to have more home games next year than we've ever had before here at Davenport.
Well, it looks like it. You know, we're still trying to solidify that, and we'll see what happens here.
All right, Coach, fun day. You want to get back out there and watch them, but it's been fun visiting with your players.
It is. You know, we got 15 practices in. You know, it's a typical farmer's day here. You know, it feels like a November day, but we're excited. We're excited. We hated that we had some of the injuries we had this year, but overall it's been a successful spring.
Head coach Sparky McEwen, as we conclude our coverage of the 2022 spring football game for Davenport University.